Hello, how's everyone doing today? We are going for an 8-mile run. It's a little windy and cold, so we're gonna stay close to home, just do a few little loops around the blocks here and get our 8 miles in. But what I want to do today primarily is go over training for the New York City half, though, thus far, how it's been going, what my mileage looks like week over week. Opened up this package not too long ago. It included the winter grit stuff from Believe in the Run, and this jacket has that watch hole, and some people thought I was using it the wrong way, and I'm not doubting you. It sounds like people said put the watch under your sleeve. Last time I had it over and had the heart rate reading going through the hole. I can't get it to stay on top of the watch if I put it fully underneath, so let me know in the comments down below what you think is better, or how you're using it if you ever had a watch hole on the sleeve of your winter running stuff. It won't stay put. I think I'm gonna go back to wearing it on the outside. It worked really well for me like that with the sensor through the hole. I don't know, just curious what works for you. We're gonna go inside, talk about all the runs this week, including this one. This jacket is my favorite winter running jacket I've ever had by far. And these shoes, I'm really falling in love with them as a daily trainer. I already did an unboxing and first thoughts, so I might do a 50 or 100 mile review. Definitely subscribe if you want to see that. But let's go inside. All right, so let's talk about this whole week. Again, this is not something I'm gonna do every single week of the New York City Half Marathon training block, but it's nice to check in and give you a little bit of a look at the overall mileage and how it's been building, and just talk through some of my thoughts of the workouts week to week. So we're gonna do that here again for the last week that just ended on January 15th. We started off with a recovery run, really easy for that week. We went out in the trails, new trail that I've never seen before, and the Nike Pegasus 4 GTX. Just a great overall easy run, 3 miles, no complaints, no soreness, just recovering from the longer run from the weekend. Also on Monday, I did do a strength training session in the gym. This was a heavier lift. This was specifically focused on my legs and lower body, but heavier lifting with dumbbells in my hands while doing squats, balancing on different items, you know, the balance discs and things while trying to do some squats. So focusing on both balance, but just again, heavier lifting. And I felt fine on that Monday. It does tend to lead to heavier legs, more sore legs, you know, going into the runs in the next days of the week. But that's something that I've come to terms with, that, you know, I'm willing to sacrifice being a little bit slower on an easy run the next day. I just need to be careful that I don't lift too close to a hard running workout or a long run where it might compromise what I want to do on that particular day. But otherwise, the gym sessions have been going pretty well. So Monday was a heavier lower body lift. Tuesday was a rest day this week. It generally is, unless I have to move some things around in my training block. So we did do rest from running, but I did upper body heavier lifting in the gym again as well. That's been a big focus for me as I continue to come back from somewhat of an injury in the marathon season in the fall of 2022. I'm just trying to do what I can in the gym when I can. And the upper body I didn't think would impact me too much, even though I had track sessions planned for Wednesday. So I mostly rested the legs, did some massage gun, some stretches, things like that, and focused on lifting with the upper body. Wednesday, we did have the track session, like I said, and this was a 200-meter workout. We did 8 by 200 meters on the track. It was a little bit of a pivot from what I was going to do, which was 200-meter hill climbs, 8 of them as well. But because I was having some soreness from actually running in the mountains the week prior, I figured that was enough vertical Just happened to be doing a lot of it for myself of recent weeks. So we bypassed the hill sprints and went with the interval session on the track, 8 by 200 meters. It went well. It was comfortable. I felt like I was going quicker than I really, planned on. It was easy. I was using the Nike Streak Fly. Love that shoe for the track. Love that shoe for everything it offers as far as some comfort and protection, but that lower stack height at quick speeds around the turns of the track. Definitely a fan, and good workout on Wednesday. Thursday was an indoor day, treadmill, 3 miles, really straightforward. Ended up being an easy run, close to 10 minutes per mile. And there's really not too much more to share about that, but I did do a run in the Brooks Aurora BL. It's a shoe, a little bit of a throwback at this point, but a shoe that I do enjoy using on the treadmill. It's got that nitrogen-infused midsole, and it's just a lot of fun to use for those easy days, and I chose to pick it out for the treadmill. Friday this week was a rest day. Didn't do any running, didn't do any serious lifting. I will take this opportunity just to say that in general, I've been doing some of the lighter body weight work that really focuses on strengthening the support muscles around running, right? This isn't a heavy lift. This isn't a lift that I'm, squatting and specifically focusing on those larger muscle groups. Some of them you do. I do some lifts where I'm just picking up my legs and technically it's working out my quad, and that's a pretty big and important muscle. But it's, again, just those support workouts, the things that I do in my room, the things that I can do with basically no weights, with resistance bands. I've been trying to do that at least 3 times a week aside from the actual lifting. So I probably did some of that on Friday. I generally don't record that on Strava or even note it much. It's just something that I do in spare time. It's literally something that I do. If I'm on a phone call for a meeting when I'm working here at home, which I'm fortunate enough to be able to do, I'm standing on my balance disc on one leg taking phone calls for work. And it's kind of funny when you think about it. I'm sure if someone saw me doing it, they'd wonder what the heck was going on. But because I have that opportunity where I do work from home, I can stand around and work on balance, work on ankle strength, and work on some of those little things when I'm doing the most normal tasks that anyone else is doing during a workday. So just wanted to throw that in there. Otherwise, Friday was a rest day. There's a risk of injury if you're not supporting those muscles with those little things. So doing those little things 3 times a week, that's what I'm going for right now. And so far so good, but got to create that habit. It's still a little bit tricky. Sometimes I want to skip it. Just trying to focus on that and make sure I'm still doing what I need to do. Saturday, we took the Pegasus Trail 4 GTX back out on a flat trail, just a rail trail around here by me, by the waterfront, just dirt roads and things like that. 4 miles, really straightforward, easy recovery type pace before the long run of the weekend, and just it went well, no issues. A little bit colder, the temperatures dropped. I'm feeling it a little bit in my lungs because of those roller coaster temperatures I talked about in the last video, but otherwise I'm comfortable and we're getting it done. And that brings us to Sunday, which was the run today, 8 miles, pretty much an easy pace. There's really nothing fancy to it. It was an 8-mile run at 9:48 per mile, about an hour and 18 minutes of running out there on the roads, just slowly building that long run mileage back up, and it's also helping to bring my total weekly mileage up as well. Again, coming off those injuries, just building things very slowly. And, on that note, let's actually look at the total weekly mileage for myself of this week. And we came in at 22 miles. So respectable, nothing crazy. Honestly, probably less than a lot of people envision doing at this point for a half marathon, but we're going to continue to build. We started at relatively nothing, 0 miles for a few weeks coming off of the New York City Marathon. Wasn't feeling it, was having some injuries in my lower legs and my hamstring, so took a lot of time off, and I've just been very sensible about building back from that injury rather than going all in, pushing myself, hoping to build up that fitness really quickly, causing another injury, being downtimed, and kind of just getting on that roller coaster of injury and force rebuild, injury, force rebuild. I just want to do things nice and steady. And that's what I'm focusing on right now, and that's why I'm showing you this sort of progression in the mileage, really from November, where you have a couple 0-mile days, then a very low 3-mile day in the week of the last week of November. And then we got into 10 miles the first week of December, and we've been building ever since. So you can see that pattern now with a couple down weeks also on your screen. So that's what we've been building through. Those are the runs for this week. And overall, I'm feeling very well. I'm hesitant to say, but haven't really been feeling or thinking too much about the hamstring. It's definitely tight when I start to get close to that 8-mile long run that I've been doing. Remember, New York City, it flared up between mile 8 and 10, so I'm hoping the strength training will help me progress past that point. But even next week, we're going to cap at 8 miles again as a long run, but we're going to be doing 8 miles with some marathon pace mixed in. So just trying to get to, again, those plateaus, make sure that my body's feeling okay, sustain it for a little bit, and then continue to build in a sensible manner from there. I don't know what happened to the video where I signed off. I just lost the clip, but finishing editing now. I'll post this soon. I'll see you in the next video.